This video is account management, giving users permissions. So when you're the administrator of your shared space account, you have access to a bunch of different things to set in your dashboard, but not all of your users get all these options or have the same access when they click on them. So we're going to go look at security. So first of all, the first thing you can set for your users is allowing them to invite external users. So external users are people who are outside of your network, anybody that is not already listed in your internal or external group. So external means you basically somebody can create a new external user and add it to your set of share. So partially why this is unchecked to begin with is because not every company or situation would want to be able to invite external users. If you worked in the pharmaceutical industry, potentially real estate, or technology, anything that, where your information is all confidential, you might not want to allow your users to share with other people. This is how you control that. If you're okay with that, you can just check the boxes, and now everybody who's a user can create and invite external users, which creates those accounts. Managing shares means that the users can go in here and they can manage these shares that are listed in here. So they can delete shares, they can delete these user-defined shares, either one. So that's how they can create shares and manage those shares. They basically can delete them. So that would be what manage shares would do. Managing groups would be managing these groups in here, so they could create groups, they could delete groups, they could go into groups and remove people from them. So that's something to consider when you give somebody manage groups permissions. They can actually go in and take someone out of a group and things like that. Managing users means that people can delete users, which, as we've talked about in other videos, if you delete a user, you delete all their data. And they can also reset people's passwords. Now, they don't know what the password is, but they are able to click the reset button, which generates an email to that user with a new random password. The big thing about managing users is they can delete a user, which deletes all their data. So when you give this permission out, you want to be really careful who you give that to. Managing quotas means that you can manage a user's quota, so you give them their amount of space and assign their space, change it at any one time, so that's kind of important as well. And then administration, basically this is the administrative account because it was the account that created this shared space, and that account's always going to have admin and it's always going to be grayed out because administration is the accumulation of all these other permissions. And if this account can't assign these permissions or doesn't have access to do this, then you're kind of locked out of your account. So you'll never be able to undo administration for the user account that generated the shared space. So you can also assign this to others, but just remember it's the accumulation of all these other permissions combined and gives them full access to this entire dashboard. So this is how you set permissions for users in the shared space.